Hello there, you're welcome once again to our weekly production. This is the only show that brings you happenings in the world of diplomacy and international relations. My name is Harriet Nate. You know the show comes off every Saturday on Pan-African television between the hours of 4 to 5 o'clock p.m. You can also watch us in over 40 African countries and in some parts of Europe. It's another week and we have collected all the stories that are trending in the world of diplomacy and international relations. There's so much happening when it comes to Ghana's diplomatic community, and these are major headlines that we have compiled and ready to present them to you.
In previous seasons, you saw this.
You are not allowed to hawk or preach in commercial vehicles.
The perception in Ghana is abortion is illegal, and we don't follow up with the exceptions.
The existence of the customary marriage is no prerequisite
for the ordinance
marriage.
Yes. And now, are you ready for this?
Some people express the fact that they don't go on leave with pride.
Accumulated leave, like they term it, is illegal.
Because in Ghana we don't have enough lawyers, and the accused can apply for bail where he has no lawyer.
Knowing full well that you have an STI and you do not reveal that to the person and you have the sexual contact with the person, it is also part of domestic violence.
Join the Law Express panel for relevant, informative and educative topics.
It is clear that if the court grants bail, it is the registrar of the court that has the power to deal with execution of the bail.
All matrimonial properties that are sold without the consent of the other party are actually null and void.
Let me take you to my first story. South African High Commission commemorates Nelson Mandela International Day. The South African High Commission to Ghana, in partnership with the Queen Mother's Foundation, Ghana and Absa Bank, have pledged to refurbish the Accra High School Infirmary in a month. Speaking at an event to mark the celebration of Mandela International Day, the South African High Commissioner to Ghana, Her Excellency Grace Janet Mason, called for acknowledgement of 60 years of service Nelson Mandela rendered to the people of South Africa.
The South African ambassador to Ghana, Her Excellency Grace Janet Mason, says the initiative to refurbish the Accra High School Infirmary is a step in the right direction. She made these comments during the commemoration of the Mandela International Day celebration organized by the South African High Commission, the Queen Mother's Foundation and Absa Bank.
Why not this initiative, I should be saying. But today is International Nelson Mandela's Day. The 18th of July has been declared by the United Nations as Mandela International Day, a day where we celebrate and commemorate Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela giving back 67 minutes. And the 67 minutes is 67 minutes and 67 years and the sacrifice that Mandela gave of service to not only South Africa, but to humanity. It's an initiative by the Queen Mother's Foundation of just giving back to schools and education and their passion for creating safe environments. So in collaboration with Absa Bank, we will be just refurbishing and upgrading the infirmary for the students and pupils at Accra High School. And this year also, and the reason we chose the school, the history of the school as well, the school is celebrating 2023, 100 years, the centenary of Accra High School. The theme for this year for the Nelson Mandela Foundation is food, climate, and solidarity. So if we can, in solidarity, reduce the effects of climate change and also food security, if we begin to take care of our environments, clean our spaces, and this is what I've urged the kids to do for 67 minutes. In essence, that's what it means. It's just to clean around the school, clean for 67 minutes, and also just for us to continue live his legacy.
Leader of the Queen Mother's Foundation, Nana Otebia, disclosed that the decision to assist schools with healthcare facilities is as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic that broke out through the world. The Queen Mother further stressed that by the end of September this year, the refurbishment of the infirmary will be completed.
COVID in Epimpe Soban. It's say, a bassa na yakasia, and Colano or Mono. SHS, it will hit them. It was here starting. Near infirmaries in mother deprived schools. A war, their regions, And he decided, say, Accra High School need the oldest school, a war Accra. Tiabesha Sewa, Tinia Baye, Sai infirmary. Yeah, 10 regions. Yameboa, into the end of the month, dear. Now, the Timewi, near B.
The headmistress of Accra High School, Miss Evelyn Sakbil Nabia, who expressed excitement over the refurbishment, says the school became a boarding school in 2022, but the place designated as an infirmary is not fit to be called as such. She underscored the importance of the infirmary to the school. The headmistress further made a request to the Ministry of Health to attach health personnel to the school's infirmary. Ms. Evelyn Sakbil Nabia further thanked the South African ambassador to Ghana, the Queen Mother's Foundation, and Absa Bank for this gesture.
As a school, we feel very excited about it. More so because we have just been modernized, and an infirmary is a critical thing that you need. Most of our children, they fall sick, especially at night. And so with an infirmary, we have a place where we will be able to attend to the children while we call upon their parents to come and take them away for proper medical care. Besides that, we have even written already, and then we are having some discussions with the Ministry of Health to see if they can attach a health personnel in the infirmary so that students who go there, there is somebody in charge of health who can attend to them. So on our part as a school, this is what we can do. So let me use your medium to thank the South African High Commission, to thank the Queen Mothers Association of Ghana, and to thank APSAT for coming to support us to refurbish our infirmary.
This year's Mandela International Day celebration, organized at the Accra High School, was graced by some Queen Mothers here in Accra, the South African Commissioner to Ghana, and the South African community in Ghana.
You're still watching the only show that takes so much interest in Ghana's foreign policy, international relations, and diplomacy. The 62nd mayor of Houston, Sylvester Turner, is in Ghana, Accra to be precise. Now, Sylvester Turner is leading a 3-country trade mission to West Africa, namely Nigeria, Ivory Coast, and of course, the Republic of Ghana, which I mentioned earlier. The delegation, consisting of diverse group of individuals from different sectors, seek to focus on enhancing existing economic and political relations between Ghana and the United States of America, or the United States of America, precisely Houston, Texas, and the Republic of Ghana. In an exclusive interview with him, the mayor tells me this is a fine opportunity to explore what the two countries present and, of course, replicating best practices for the socio-economic development of their countries. A very important delegation from the United States of America, Houston, Texas, I'm told, and I'm curious. As always, we are telling you what is happening. We are letting you know what is happening when it comes to Ghana and its development partners. So I'm going to let the gentleman here introduce himself, tell us why they are in the country and what this is all about. And I'm sure this is going to excite you so much. All right. Hi.
Hi. It's good to be in Ghana.
It's good to have you in Ghana. How was the trip?
The trip was wonderful. It's been a terrific trip. So it has exceeded our expectations. I'm the mayor of City of Houston, and I'm in my 8th year as mayor. And this is a trade and investment mission, and I'm here with a fairly large delegation of 30 people. 30 good people, representing various aspects of the City of Houston, from our airport, from the City of Houston Port Authority, the #1 port in the United States, from the Texas Medical Center, which is the largest medical center in the world.
Right, so we are looking at health.
We're looking at infrastructure. We're looking at ways that we can invest. We have businessmen and women. I have 3 members of my city council who are with us on this trip, people from the technology and innovation sector, people from the sports authority. It's a very diverse group, and quite frankly, it is to build on the relationship with countries in West Africa. This is our 3rd stop. We started in Nigeria, spent some days there, and then we went to Cote d'Ivoire. And then from Cote d'Ivoire, we are now in Ghana. And quite frankly, we have been looking forward to getting to Ghana.
I'm so happy to have you here on the show. This is a very great start when it comes to relations between the U.S. and, of course, the Republic of Ghana. I am very much interested in how this is going to impact the lives of the people. Or it works both ways, isn't it?
Yes. And quite frankly, I think you hit it on the head. It's about establishing building on the relationship. Because quite frankly, before you can do business or anything else, there has to be a solid relationship. I happen to be the mayor of City of Houston, the most diverse city in the United States, with a large African population. And from my perspective, it's kind of difficult to lead a diverse city unless you visit the places from which people come. So there's a large diaspora in the City of Houston. At the same time, Africa is important. It is, some would say, and I agree, the new frontier, the future. And it's important for Americans, for the United States, for cities, for mayors of cities in the United States to come to Africa. And not on the back end, so to speak, but try to come, build that relationship, establish a relationship where there are winners and not winners and losers, and build a relationship of mutuality and respect. So there are things in Houston that we can learn from the Republic of Ghana. And we would like to think that there are things in Houston where the Republic of Ghana can learn from the City of Houston. And so you take the best and you try to build a better environment, better business climate, cultural exchanges on so many different levels between the two. But instead of saying to Africans, come to the United States, it's important for people in the United States to come to Africa.
We are bringing the United States to Africa.
Well, quite frankly, from my point of view, I'm just home.
Right. Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. How soon are we hitting the ground?
We're hitting the ground like right now. And every stop that we have made, we have tried to take advantage of every minute. So it's about trying to get as much done in the limited period of time. So we start today. There'll be a dinner today, later on this evening. Tomorrow, we'll go all day tomorrow. There'll be some cultural sites. Same thing on Sunday. We will leave around midnight on Monday, but we will meet all the way up until it's time to go to the airport. So, and this is just, let me just say, this is the first visit. It's not the last.
It is the beginning of many visits to come. Welcome home once again. Well, indeed, best practices are worth emulating. I'm happy to have you here on the show.
I am honored and excited to be here.
All right, we'll be following you with our cameras just to see what happens. Thank you so much for talking to us. Let me take you to Colombia. Recently, Colombia has actually gotten a new ambassador. I know we were all thrilled and we were so much in love, and some of us are still in love with Her Excellency Claudia Tebe Quintero, who was on diplomatic affairs twice to discuss bilateral relations between Colombia and the Republic of Ghana. It's been a very, very fruitful relationship, and the two have been cooperating in different ways in the promotion of their socio-economic developments. Now, Colombia has a new head, like I mentioned earlier, and I'm going to tell you because we were at the presidency when he presented his letter of credence to the President of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Unfortunately, it marks the annual celebration of Colombia's National Day, and we were there as always to bring you what is happening in the world of diplomacy. So I'm going to take you to the residence of the Colombian embassy right here in Accra. Now, the ambassador of Colombia to Ghana, His Excellency Daniel Garces Caraballi, has underscored his country's commitment to strengthening bilateral ties with Ghana, which dates back to 1988. Now, speaking at an event to commemorate the country's 213th independence anniversary, he further lauded the mutually beneficial and deeply satisfying relationship between both nations.
Esta nueva era de las relaciones diplomáticas entre Ghana y Colombia reconoce los avances que ha tenido la relación entre las dos naciones a lo largo de estos años, en la cual destaca la firma de varios instrumentos de cooperación y que impulsaremos en el marco de una nueva agenda, al igual que firmar nuevos acuerdos que, traídos a valor presente, impulsen el fortalecimiento de la democracia en nuestros países, el desarrollo económico y social a partir de compartir escenarios de cooperación, inversiones e intercambio.
In this new era of diplomatic relations between Ghana and Colombia, it recognizes the progress that the relationship between our two nations have had over the years, in which the implementation of various signed instruments will be promoted within a framework of a new agenda. We are also looking at signing new agreements that consider present value, promote the strengthening of democracy between our countries by means of economic and social development based on shared scenarios of cooperation, investment and trade.
La promoción del comercio entre ambos países, por ejemplo, explorar la posibilidad de una misión comercial bilateral que robustezca el comercio, la innovación, la educación, la ciencia y la tecnología, el bilingüismo, la conservación ambiental, así como impulsar y consolidar modelos de agronegocios y agroindustria que en el compartir de las experiencias de lado y lado contribuyan a mejores rendimientos y beneficios económicos para nuestros países, especialmente para nuestros productores agropecuarios locales de cacao, café, plátano, banano, yuca, entre otros, así como productos industriales metalmecánicos, oro, textil, plástico y otros de nuestra balanza comercial.
The promotion of trade between the two countries, Ghana and Colombia, for example, we're looking at exploring the possibility of a bilateral trade mission from Colombia to Ghana, which will strengthen commerce, innovation, education, science, technology, bilingualism, environmental conservation, among others. Additionally, promotion and consolidation of agribusiness and agro-industrial models through the sharing of experiences will contribute to better yields and economic benefits for both our countries, especially for our local agricultural producers of cocoa, coffee, plantain, banana, cassava, among others, as well as industrial, metal mechanic, gold, textile, plastic, and other products from our trade balance.
De igual manera, Colombia quiere ofrecer a Ghana y a los países del África Occidental, a partir de su experiencia y en el marco de la cooperación sur-sur y cooperación triangulada, cooperar en el fortalecimiento de la seguridad ciudadana y la lucha contra el crimen organizado.
Colombia wants to offer to Ghana and the countries of West Africa, based on its experience and within the within the framework of South-South cooperation and triangular cooperation, cooperation in strengthening citizen security and the fight against organized crime.
Nuestro país viene desarrollando intensos esfuerzos por construir paz y justicia social. En ese marco, en el año 2016 se firmó un acuerdo de paz con la guerrilla más antigua del mundo, la guerrilla de las FARC-EP. El acuerdo final para la terminación del conflicto y la construcción de una paz estable y duradera. Acuerdo que viene siendo implementado por nuestro gobierno y que cobra fuerza en lo que el presidente Gustavo Petro Urrego ha denominado la construcción de una paz total, donde destaca la negociación con la guerrilla del Ejército de Liberación Nacional, ELN, y otras bandas al margen de la ley.
Our country has been developing intense efforts to build peace and social justice. Within this framework, a peace agreement was signed in 2016, I believe most of you are aware, with the oldest guerrilla organization in the world, which is the FARC-EP. The final agreement for the termination of the conflict and the construction of a stable and lasting peace. An agreement that has been implemented by our government and that gained strength in what President Gustavo Petro has called the construction of total peace, where negotiation with the guerrilla of the NLN and other outlaw groups is notable.
Ghana puede presentar apoyo y acompañamiento a estos procesos en el marco de su escuchada voz en el Consejo de Seguridad de las Naciones Unidas. Las referencias históricas de Ghana en este tipo de negociaciones también servirán de referencia y fortalecerían la observancia de estos procesos como impulsos para que estos diálogos conduzcan a un rápido acuerdo entre las partes.
Ghana can lend support and accompaniment to these processes within the framework of its voice at the United Nations Security Council. Ghana's historical references in these types of negotiations would also serve as reference and strengthen the observance of these processes as impulses for these dialogues to lead to a rapid agreement between the parties.
Tengo el agrado de anunciar en este momento que nuestra vicepresidenta, señora Francia Elena Márquez Mina, y nuestro canciller, señor Álvaro Leiva Durán, han manifestado su interés de venir a Ghana y la necesidad de que en este amplio marco de acciones comunes y el fortalecimiento de nuestras relaciones bilaterales en un nivel superior que se concrete en una visita de Estado en Colombia o Ghana.
I am happy to announce that our Vice President, Madam Francia Marquez Mina, and our Foreign Minister, Álvaro Leiva Durán, have expressed their interest in coming to Ghana and the need that this broad framework of common actions and the strengthening of our bilateral relations on a higher level materializes into a state visit to Colombia or Ghana to Colombia between the President of the Republic of Ghana and our president, Gustavo Petro, and we hope this will happen as soon as possible.
Finalmente, ofrezco al pueblo ganés, al África Occidental, mi historia, mi hermandad y mi compromiso para que esta nueva etapa de las relaciones sea próspera y fructífera para nuestras relaciones, para nuestras naciones y pueblos.
To conclude, I offer Ghanaians my history, brotherhood, commitment, so that this new stage of Ghana-Colombia relation is prosperous and fruitful for both our nations and our people.
¡Viva Colombia! ¡Viva Ghana!
¡Viva Ghana!
¡Vivan las relaciones entre Colombia y Ghana!
Long live Colombia, long live Ghana, long live Colombia-Ghana relations.
The Minister for Information, Honorable Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, led the government delegation at the event or to the celebration, which saw the National Day or Independence celebration of Colombia right here in Ghana. On his part, Vincent Kojo Oppong Nkrumah opined that the governments of both countries will continue to deepen and strengthen fraternal bond, friendship, kinship, and cooperation.
Ghana and Colombia undeniably share strong bonds of friendship and cooperation at both the bilateral and multilateral levels. Relations between our two countries, which date back to 1988, were taken to new heights with the establishment of the Embassy of Colombia in Ghana on the 23rd of June 2013. Our bilateral relations over the past 35 years have been anchored on shared values and mutual respect, as well as a commitment to democracy, good and accountable governance, the rule of law, and respect for human rights. We here in Ghana are firmly of the belief that our two governments will continue to chart a path that will further deepen and strengthen our fraternal bonds of friendship, kinship, and cooperation. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as so eloquently stated by my brother the ambassador, the governments of Colombia and Ghana share a commitment to alleviating poverty and improving the lives of our peoples, as well as supporting private sector development and growth and social inclusion. This is characterized by our bilateral relations and has translated into fruitful partnerships and cooperation in fields such as education, agriculture, sanitation, culture, trade, and many more. The teaching of Spanish as a foreign language for Ghanaian diplomats and public servants, and the establishment of the Center for Latin American Studies at the University of Ghana are two examples of our growing, stronger bonds. They underscore the importance of our two countries and the fact that we attach to each other great prominence. Your Excellency, the government of President Akufo-Addo strongly believes that increased trade, investment, and industrialization is necessary for Ghana's accelerated development and economic growth, and is an area that our two countries stand to benefit if we cooperate some more. Ghana, therefore, as host of the Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat, extends an invitation to Colombian businesses to leverage on Ghana's peace, political stability, and investor-friendly policies, and to extend same to your brothers in your region so that between your region and Africa we can mutually benefit. The government of Ghana further believes in the importance of peace and security as necessary conditions for economic development. And it is for this reason that Ghana, since its non-permanent membership of the United Nations Security Council in January 2022, has consistently advocated for the international community's support for the various national and regional peace efforts. I wish to reiterate at this point Ghana's support for the peace process in Colombia and comprehensive implementation of the final peace agreement that you spoke to in your earlier remarks. We commend the commitment of President Petro to rural reform and to addressing outstanding challenges concerning access to land, housing, education, and employment opportunities for indigenous and Afro-Colombian communities. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, I'd like to express the hope that the coming years will herald a period of closer relations through, among other things, the exchange of visits at the highest level, the presidential and vice presidential levels, and increased cooperation between Ghanaian and Colombian private and public sector institutions for the mutual benefit of the peoples of Colombia and Ghana.
Trasacco Estates, home to Accra's most beautiful and luxurious homes, presents its newest addition, Trasacco Springs, a premium master planned community of service plots surrounded by an exhaustive list of amenities. The gated community of Tema to Accra Motorway presents you the finest opportunity to own a land that suits your preferred size, budget, and payment terms. Trasacco Springs is open to you for development. Our on-site sales executives are ready. Call
Let me talk to you about the recent event held at the Labadi Beach Hotel, where the South African High Commissioner, Her Excellency Grace Janet Mason, together with other partners, organized a wine tasting event. Now, Wines of South Africa, a non-profit organization which promotes the export of all South African wine in key international markets over the globe, has held this year's grand tasting event at the Labadi Beach Hotel in Accra, where patrons were treated to a variety of wine, brands, and Ghanaian chocolates. The event beautifully symbolized the marriage of two cultures, South Africa and Ghana, through the pairing of wine and chocolates. As always, Diplomatic Affairs was there, and we captured all the events through our cameras.
Long live South Africa. Long live Ghana. And long live our lives.
The colorful and breathtaking ceremony showcased a diverse selection of wines from South Africa and featured an intriguing combination of Ghanaian chocolate. Patrons had the opportunity to sample a wide selection including reds, white, and roses, as well as varieties like Pinot Noir, Cabernet Sauvignon, Moscato, Merlot, sparkling wine champagnes, Sauvignon Blanc, and Chardonnay. The wines exhibited the distinctive flavors and characteristics that have established South Africa as a renowned wine-producing region. Accompanying the wines were exquisite chocolates from Ghana, providing a unique and distinctive tasting experience. The main event was the impressive range of wines from various South African brands. In attendance, was the South African High Commissioner to Ghana, Grace Janet Mason, who seized the opportunity to commend wines of South Africa for their quality and diversity, fostering potential collaboration and partnership between South African wineries and local distributors.
And now that we are collaborating, I'd like to also say to thank my colleagues from the diplomatic corps that also patronize South African wines at our national days and our activities. To the wine distributors here, the chocolatiers, this is exactly what it means when we say we are collaborating. We are bringing our products to life and sharing the experiences. Now, as you start from the entrance, you will have an opportunity to sample the wines, and this is what tonight is all about. And I'd like to take the opportunity just to thank our partners from the business community. With your help, we can only go bigger and further. From the friends of the media, thank you for always supporting us and supporting these initiatives. Together we can do more. We can write our African stories and our narratives, and just our wines, doing the wine tasting. As you go around, you even see from the wines, the stories behind the wines. As you taste the wines as well, you'll see the brands of the wines. I passed at the third one here, it says Indaba. And I asked, what is Indaba? And it simply tells you the history of who we are, where we come from, what we do as a people. And this is exactly what it means. Indaba is a meeting of people. It's a meeting of collaborating. It is us also collaborating in this market. And thank you to all the Ghanaians who patronize our South African wines. Thank you so much. It is not just, and what we do now is to also pair our wines with the chocolatiers, and the collaboration that we will continue with GAPA and other stakeholders within Ghana is to continue the partnership as we also drive the initiative and the trajectory of the African Continental Free Trade Area, where we begin to patronize and sell our proudly African products.
The event's success also showcased the potential for cultural exchange and economic growth between South Africa and Ghana, as exemplified by pairing their respective wines and chocolate industries. The Wines of South African event held at the Labadi Beach Hotel was a resounding success, blending the flavors of South African wines and Ghanaian chocolate in a harmonious celebration of two cultures. The event's positive impact on business prospect and cultural exchange solidifies its significance as a memorable occasion that bridged continents and left a lasting impression on all attendees.
Presenting you with all the happenings in the world of diplomacy and international relations provides us the opportunity to get to know what is happening in that area as well. It is our business to bring to you who is in the country, which diplomat or which country has a representation right here in the country, and what their interest is all about. Just to also assess and analyze, just to ensure that it is a win-win situation for Ghana and its development partners. Once again, it's been a very, very exciting to come your way and share with you all the stories that we have compiled, or all the stories that we put together just to update you of events from the world of diplomacy and international relations. My name is Harriet Nate, and I look forward to seeing you same time next week. Enjoy the rest of our programs. Have a good evening.